Tiger, 19, Tiger. Buffalo, 18. Check, smash, check, smash. 70 Rangers, 18, Pioneer. Check go.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Go street. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Ready, ready?
They go play action. Daniels. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
The fumble on first down now. Here's second down.
19 tight. That's Dragon 6.
Off the play fake. Daniels. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. You look at this Bronco defense. They've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
Arises on to punt here as he gets this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Let's go. Ready.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Ready, ready. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Looking to throw. Moss. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now they try the right side here. And space tough to come by there as they'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play. He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
8 yards to go.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Ready, ready.
Back to throw. Moss. He'll try and do this himself. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just one first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. Fielded at the 33. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Washington. A punt return of 65 yards. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
And that jumps the excitement level up a few notches, doesn't it? What a big-time punt return for a touchdown. Now their cohorts on the special team side, they've got to add the PAT.
That would be the equalizer. Extra point attempt to come here. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
From the gun, they'll try to run it. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Looking to throw. Moss. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. A field goal try forthcoming now for the Broncos. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
65 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. He was over 100 yards a week ago, and he's well on his way once again.
Say it with me, partner. Encore, encore. This guy's headed towards getting it done one more time.
19, traffic, street, hurt. 19 tight, round,
Throwing now is Daniels. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Second down, 8 to go from the 28.
It's second and 8 at the Broncos' 28-yard line.
18 Cardinal, check. Cup 19, Panther 11, 70 Ranger. Ready.
Play action, now it's Daniels. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
8 yards to go.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And it is caught, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders have taken the lead. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC?
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
At their own 21-yard line.
On the ready.
Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go, stand.
Throwing to start the drive. Moss. Looks to the sideline and has Mims who makes the catch. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
The Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Let's go.
Up the middle they go. Winslow. And he'll get what he can up the middle. 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
There on the tackle.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and 7.
Ready.
Back to throw. Moss. Looking middle, and that's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
Third down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Ready.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he will have the Broncos first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, The alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
From Commander's territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Cougar 19. Ready, ready.
Operating from the gun, Moss. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
2nd and 10.
Let's go now. Ready.
Looking to throw. Moss. And he comes back with one complete. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Washington on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. They'll look to throw again. And this one complete again to Mims. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
19 tight.
2nd and 2 at the 37-yard line.
Mustang 19. Ready.
Daniels looking to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Washington,
70 Rangers.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
18 Rattler. 18. Go.
Here's Daniels. Able to hook up with Williams here on the out route. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That one goes for 24 yards.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Panther, here we go. Shot. 6 Warriors. 70. 19 Lions.
To throw is Daniels. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Ready. 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger. Trap 60, trap 60. Rig alert, rig alert. Riggs, Riggs. 79 Broncos. Check go.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
19 tight, 19 tight. Buffalo 8, 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Mustang 19. Cup 19, Cup 19.
Now Daniels. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. His pass caught at the 4. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
Check smash, check smash. Ready, ready.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
Brings up 3rd and
to the air goes Daniels. This is caught. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches.
Come on, come on. Cowboy 80.
They'll try and run for it. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Commanders will extend their lead here just before halftime. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8.
Makes the score. Commanders 21, Broncos 13.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line.
Ready, go.
The final shot before break. Moss. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach. We can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
1 yard gain.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Seven Pirates. Here we go. Set.
Off the play fake. Daniels. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone, but the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down.
Ready, rig, 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 19 tight, 19 tight.
Now they'll run on the draw. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Washington going to send out their punter as he'll kick it away for this. And look at this. It's a fake. Oh, but this is going to backfire as it's intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 33. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
Ready.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Moss. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run, because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Back. Cowboy 80. Go.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Back-to-back catches here for Carter. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 27-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Back to throw again. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Marvin Mims, 27 yards. And the Broncos are back within a couple of the lead. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
They'll try and throw for it. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
And he'll weave all the way up to just a few yards shy of midfield. A great return.
Well, someone wasn't very happy about that game being tied up. They came right back at him with a big-time return. They want to get back out in front as fast as possible.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They'll need to regroup after the costly interception last time. It led to a tying touchdown. 21-all is where we stand, and they've got it 1st and 10.
19. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Now, that's a run that warms a play caller's heart because you're actually set up to do whatever you want on offense. You can come right back and run essentially the same play because you have momentum, or you can fake that running play and throw something deep over the top, or you now feel like you have an extra down to play with because if you go ahead and just throw it and you don't get it, come back and try and pick it up on 3rd down.
Ready.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 85 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
He finds his man complete. That's Simmons. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. Daniel's going to try the sneak, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Jaden Daniels scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And Washington has taken the lead.
And this is something right out of the Philadelphia playbook. They were successful running this with Jalen Hurts. But this is a copycat league, so if it works for them, everyone thinks it'll probably work for us. And here, it does.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they will take a 7-point lead.
Commanders 28, Broncos 21.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Defense really kept him in check running the football in the first half. Maybe that'll be a spark for him here in half 2.
So 2 words come to mind for me. Resilient, because he has to keep bouncing back after some limiting runs. And how about relentless? Keep going, knowing that you may pop.
And this is taken in at the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great effort there. 39 yards. And the Broncos are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point right down the middle. And we are all tied at 28. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And pretty good field position here. He's out of bounds right at the 35. Out there setting ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Daniels. And he's got his big tight end here. A solid stiff arm. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. Big yardage that time for Washington. 42 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Well, they were in a great position to take the lead, Charles. Obviously, all they needed was a field goal to do that. They wanted the touchdown. Unfortunately, they're going to get neither.
And you know every offense talks about the same thing each week, don't they, Brandon? They want to end every drive with a kick, whether it's a field goal attempt, a point after the touchdown, or at worst, a punt. This time they had that opportunity but didn't get it, because you know the field shrinks that close to the end zone, and that allows a defense to tighten up their coverage, and they pick that one off.
Across midfield. He's on his way. And all the way down to the 5. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 75 yards.
1st and goal, Denver.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Moss. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Now the Commanders going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
Here we go, set. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Well, we all know possessions are crucial in a tie game, and let's face it, I really didn't need to tell you that. You already knew it. So when he sees he's got nothing good going, an excellent decision to just send that one to the sideline.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Decent gain on the scramble of 6, but now it's 4th.
That looked great when he first took off, because in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. but I certainly didn't expect them to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with this fourth down call.
It's a quarterback sneak. Try to wedge his way in there, no signal. I don't think he got there. He didn't. So they pass on the chance to kick the go-ahead field goal, and that may be one they're going to regret big time.
And I think the head coach is going to have some splaining to do, right? Because in this situation, you kick the field goal to give yourself that chance at victory. By going for it, maybe you're saying you don't trust your field goal kicker, or maybe he knows something we don't. Maybe the kicker's hurt, so there'll be a lot of questions.
Oh, he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, I don't know if careless is the right word there, but bottom line, here in the fourth quarter, tie game, you can't do that.
You sure can, Brandon, and not only do you give up the lead, now you've got to turn around and punt it away from your own 20 as well. So it's really a double whammy, with time starting to become a factor.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. They juked him. Again the juke. Through the middle of the field. Off to the races. Inside the 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Marvin Mims with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Broncos use the big play to extend their fourth quarter lead. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
Ready.
Looking to put a drive together.
Panther 60. Panther.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
He was brought down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
There he goes left side. Big strides, look at him go. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A big play there. 55 yards. And the Commanders have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
Commanders 35.
So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. Now couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
Ready.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Let's go now.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes it's not really true, but last time that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Ready. 60 by 6. Ready.
Back to throw. Moss. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
The Broncos on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is third down and 12. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. He finds his man complete. That's Simmons. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A very solid gain of 27.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 116 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
18, Pioneer. Dragon 60.
Operating from the gun, Daniels. He finds his man complete. It's Simmons. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 24-yard line.
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 5.
Here we go. Shot. Cowboy 80. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. 60 Bobcat. 60 Trap 6. Ready, right?
Working out of the gun, Daniels. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
79 Broncos.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
2nd and 6 coming up.
70, 18, 70 Lions. 7 Pirates. Buffalo 18. Cup 19. Cup 19.
2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire.
Here we go. Here we go. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles.
2nd and 6. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
7-yard loss.
It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
Check smash. Check smash. Mustang 19, 18. Pioneer. Go.
Back to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Simmons. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Will the defense pressure or sit back? Here's 4th and 5.
Let's go. Hurt. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Trap 60. Trap 60. Ready, ready?
Daniel's going to throw for it. And he's got it. And he's going to be out of bounds to stop the clock. And they continue to move a little bit closer toward that potential game-winning field goal. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Come on, come on, set! Hawk 70, Hawk 70!
A little unconventional, but another kneel down here as they work towards a field goal try. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This is 3rd and goal.
19 tight, 19 down! Dragon 60, Cowboy 80. 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. He's going to be marked down very close to the 1st down marker, but it looks like he's a yard short.
At this stage, you've got to hustle. Got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
Got it. Ready?
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. Trying to wedge his way in there, no signal. I don't think he got there. He didn't. He had 3 touchdowns already, but won't get a 4th here. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Ready, ready.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Quickly into the hands of Mims. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
On the double.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
What an advantage having a elite guy in the middle of the defensive line because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, they can also make plays himself.